everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome to another Star Wars Resistance review. This is for Season 1, Episode 19, titled No Escape, Part 1. This is the penultimate episode, and just a reminder for you guys, this is a spoiler-filled review. Make sure if you haven't watched this episode, you watch it before you watch this review, unless you want to get spoiled, because there's lots of reveals in this episode. I'm super excited to talk about it. So this episode was all about Kaz. Remember, he flooded the Colossus. Now he was trying to get his friends like Yeager and like Tam out of captivity from the First Order. They're trying to rid them off of the Colossus, so he manages to connect with Torra, and well, they get to a point where they discover what the Starkiller Base is and what it actually does, and that's where the episode leaves off on another crazy cliffhanger. Getting into the things that I liked about this episode, first off is the change of environment. We see the repercussions of flooding the Colossus. Now living quarters like the cantina are underwater completely, so they have new scenery of fish just swimming by. That's pretty cool. I also really dug the little action sequence in the beginning of the episode with Captain Doza and his droid, which, you know, you thought the droid was just useless, like a little butler droid. The droid has freaking blasters. It was killing First Order troops like nothing. It was dodging them. It was basically like an assassin droid, but unfortunately we have Commander Pyre taking it out. But I did like how we get to see how proficient Commander Pyre can be with a blaster. That was pretty awesome. This huge reveal, right, that the Colossus is a space station. Now, I believe Alex Damon from Star Wars Explained speculated that this could be a possibility after seeing that one episode when we have the one character going underwater, and Sonara, actually, she's underwater, and you see the station behind her, and it's very, very large underwater, kind of like an iceberg, where it's like, you know, the tip of the iceberg above the water is kind of small, but underneath it's a huge mass. Well, it's the same kind of thing with the Colossus we discover with Neeku and those creepy kids that they look up and there's like, oh, there's a Class 2 hyperdrive. So wow, this really sets up the future of the series, because can you imagine that the Resistance needs a base at the end of The Last Jedi, right? The car gets completely destroyed. They are looking for allies. How cool would it be if in Episode 9, we actually hear about the Colossus in Episode 9, maybe that's actually a location. I can just definitely see in Season 2 of The Resistance that they're going to use this space station, the Colossus, to kind of move across the galaxy. Since it has a hyperdrive, it's a good way of putting together a story of them going from planet to planet, as that is their home base. Hopefully the Aces will stay aboard and they'll have their own like little militia. So that to me is really exciting, just the prospect of having this moving location, and it really makes a lot of sense from a budget standpoint too, because they've put so many assets into creating all these different parts of the Colossus. This season has done an excellent job of really showing us all these different parts of the Colossus, so why would they really throw it all away so soon by having it destroyed or captured by the First Order? Why not just move it to different locations? And we kind of see that already in this episode. It's kind of like a preview where they're under the water. You're seeing different, you're not seeing the sky anymore, it's all underwater. So it makes perfect sense that they would reuse this in Season 2 and going forward, since putting so much time and energy into it. Now, something that I've really enjoyed so far these last couple episodes is how Tam Rivora has been responding to this whole predicament of her getting captured by the First Order. In the First Order, we have this agent of the First Order Bureau, Security Bureau. Her name is Agent Tyranny. And now she is manipulating Tam Rivora into saying that, hey, look, we have this hologram of, you know, Yeager admitting that he's the Resistance agent trying to recruit Kaz. We all know that's not true. Yeager at this point is just sticking up for Kaz, trying to get him out of trouble. And, well, Tyranny is just getting into her head. Tyranny is getting into Tam Rivora's head and saying, hey, look, this is not cool. Like, this guy's been playing it this whole time. And we even get to a point where we see a scene in this episode where we actually have Tam Rivora lashing out. She sees Yeager being transported to his cell. She is just lashing out and pretty much confirms that she is against him for real now. And there's always been a little bit of tension here, and it just took a little bit of prodding from Agent Tyranny to actually get that through. We also see that at the end of this episode, Tyranny is actually offering Tam Rivora a spot in the First Order. She knows what her weakness is, what she wants. She wants to be a pilot. She's always have been, and that's why she's been working on a fireball. Now Agent Tyranny is going to give her what she wants in order to join the First Order. So we're really getting a lot of awesome character development in this series that I never expected. And moving into season 2, it's going to be a very complicated relationship when we see our friends in the Resistance possibly going against Tamravora on the opposite side of the war here. And getting into a little bit more of Kaz. And wow, Kaz is a pretty good fighter, but he's very clumsy. So we have this awesome scene that has him fighting underwater with these scuba stormtroopers, which look really cool, by the way. I like the design of them. And Kaz doesn't really know how to fire the right-handed blaster, which is pretty comical. But yeah, his overall, courage and bravery in the face of evil is just very inspiring, and he definitely is a leader for the Resistance for sure. And getting more into Kaz, this was the huge reveal that has been teased since the mid-season trailer, and that is him finding out what happened to Hosnian Prime. I didn't realize or didn't expect him to actually witness the destruction of his own planet, thanks to the holocams that I guess the First Order planted in Hosnian Prime space. We find out that, General Hux has been putting out this transmission to all the First Order legions across the galaxy to witness the destruction of the New Republic, and we see that through Kaz's eyes, and wow, that was emotional. That was really sad when he finds out from CB23 that that is indeed Hosnian Prime. And let's just talk about the ramifications of what is going to happen. Like, we already see Kaz is super against the First Order, right? We already see that he's really just hates them with his guts. And now what is his reaction going to be? What is his reaction going to be when he finds out that his world, Hosnian Prime, has been destroyed? His parents most likely destroyed. We even get more of an emotional gut punch because in the beginning of the episode, he mentions that he's going to go to Hosnian Prime to get help from his father, who is a senator who can pull some strings and get whatever is left of the New Republic military to help out the Colossus, and that is no more. So we get that little tease, and now we have this, which just really hurts, man. That's such a gut punch. I thought this was an awesome idea, though, because never in Star Wars animation have we ever had concurrent events going on at the same time between a movie and a TV show. We've never really done that. Obviously, Clone Wars was before the movies and Rebels was before the movies. But this is the first time we're actually experiencing a very large, important event in Star Wars from another perspective that we haven't seen it before in another medium as far as TV is concerned. So that to me is groundbreaking. That's such awesome storytelling. I didn't know if we would actually get here so soon again, but this really is setting us up for a character in Kaz that is getting developed so heavily in just a matter of like 20 episodes. I can't imagine what he's going to be like in season 2. Having all of his prior knowledge and all this tragedy in his life is really going to change him into a much different person. And we're already seeing the episodes getting much darker, much more real, right? Because there's stormtroopers that are getting shot and killed. That's right. They're not using stun blasts a lot of times. They're using live ammunition, and people are going down. So that's pretty much the whole summation of this episode, the whole summary of this episode. And mind you, I did enjoy the little bit. There was, as dark as the show gets, there are some light moments, such as when Neeku is communicating with Kaz to try to turn the pressure on. He's shutting off all these doors. It reminded me just of A New Hope with C-3PO trying to shut down the garbage disposal unit, the trash compactor. So yeah, there's just a lot of light moments, but man, this show is balancing that out pretty heavily with some stuff that I didn't expect from a Disney Channel. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, which I have. But yes, guys, this is the first part of the finale. This was the penultimate episode. There is so much loose ends and stuff to tie up together in this last episode coming out next week. We haven't seen the Pirates. The Pirates are probably going to come back and help with Sonar, I'm assuming. We haven't seen Ace Pilots at all. Are they going to scramble to their fighters if we see Kaz rescue Yeager and Doza, and we're going to see this all-out war on the Colossus? There's so much awesome stuff just about to happen, and what is going to be the fate of the Colossus? Is how are they going to get all these stormtroopers off of the Colossus? First off, that's a huge question in my mind of what is going to actually happen. So that is going to do it for this week's Star Wars Resistance episode review. What did you guys think of this week's episode? What about my... So that is going to do it for this week's review of Star Wars Resistance. What did you guys think of this episode? Let's talk about it all in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I talk about Star Wars Resistance every single week. Not just Resistance, I talk about the Star Wars books, comics, and more. So if that sounds interesting to you and you like this video, you can support it by subscribing to the channel. My name is Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.